Classic movie, classic stuff.
Yes.
Are there any funny movies anymore? I hate to be like an old guy, but what's a good funny movie now?
Good question. I trying to remember the last time I've seen something that I just kind of laughed at. Now I will say this: the Happy Gilmore remake is stupidly funny, but there were a few parts that I did laugh.
I haven't seen that one.
Yeah,
No.
I think the reason is, and my wife and I watched a show on CBS last night at 7:00. It was like Jeff and Mandy's first wedding or some show like that. And I'm like, oh, this might be interesting because one of the actors in it, I've seen him in past other shows. He's pretty funny. But you know what I just noticed is just the writing is terrible. And I think that's what we've really lost a lot of in entertainment is everybody, so many people fail to realize that behind almost everything that we've enjoyed, it's been because there was great writing. But people don't really write anymore, even know how to.
Stop calling me Shirley.
That's right. Speaking
I was watching airplane clips
the
other day. I think I sent some to you. You probably didn't watch them. That's a hilarious movie.
Oh, it is. The Zucker brothers from Milwaukee, Wisconsin, by the way.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Yeah. That's classic stuff. Name your favorite movie. Call in 318-442-8255 before things get too serious around here.
Favorite movie Fridays.
We should just play the audio of our favorite movie for 2 hours and
There you go.
call it a day.
Yeah. All right. It is Louisiana Sports Hall of Fame weekend, and we're excited about that. Stephen, are you excited?
Yeah, I'm pumped. We have a lot of Rapides Parish athletes.
Yes.
Or
you were up there the other day. You
Yeah.
got to experience the fullness of it.
It's a beautiful building, and it's really nice. Architecture is cool, one of a kind, and they have some cool things. I really got a kick out of seeing Billy Cannon's Heisman Trophy.
Yeah.
That was pretty cool. The one thing that I saw that, struck me, I told you this, was for some reason on this interactive infographic digital board, what was stuck on the screen was the Aces Fold in Alexandria. I was like, of all the things to be popped up on there.
Hurt your heart to see that.
It hurt my heart. So
yesterday they had the welcome reception, and that was actually streamed on YouTube. I watched or listened to the whole thing. Doug Ireland, he used to be the sports information director at Northwestern State and has long been involved in the Sports Hall of Fame, always hosts that event. And I know some of you think that I have deep sports knowledge. I got nothing compared to Doug Ireland.
Well, I knew he knew local. I knew he knew Louisiana sports, and so nobody knows where I'm from. If I say I'm from Fairview, the only way you're going to know where I'm from is if you know the girls' basketball program. Because they've won a bajillion state championships. The coach there is going to be in the Hall of Fame, I'm sure. And I was like, I knew you would know. And he said, where are you from? I was like, oh, Alexandria. He's like, no, but where are you from? I was like, Southwest Louisiana, Allen Parish near Oakdale. It's called Fairview. He's like, oh, yeah, basketball team is this, that, and the other. And yeah.
Yeah, he knows. I mean, if you talk about Louisiana, he knows every nook and cranny, probably the name of every coach. The only other person I've probably met like him is our old friend Alex Newell. Alex has, Alex, who won the state championship in Class B in 1941. Oh, that was blah, blah, blah. I'm like, how do you know that?
Well, he needs to get a lot. I'm just kidding. No, he knows everything. He would be a perfect play-by-play guy.
He's a great color analyst. When I've done LC football, he's done a few games with me, and it's amazing because it'd be like a guy breaks off a run, and he's like, yeah, he was a great player over at such and such high school, and I'm like, look at him, like, how do you know this?
You have more of a very random sports trivia mind.
Yeah.
But it's pretty good, too. I'll give you that.
Mine's definitely more centered on, like, the 70s and 80s, I would say. But they had the reception yesterday, introduced all of the Hall of Famers, this year's class, those that were there. A couple of big ones aren't able to be there this year. One is Joe Horn. He lives in Charlotte now, and apparently his mother's health is pretty touch and go, so he just felt it best to not come. And then Sylvia Fowles, the former All-American from LSU, she took a job this year coaching a WNBA team, and they just couldn't work it out for her to get here because of her commitments to that. So she won't be there. He won't be there, but the rest will. I thought it was really funny and interesting, and Doug asked some really great questions on what kind of background they've had and best memories and et cetera, et cetera. But some of the highlighters for this year would be John Brady, former LSU coach. Now he's the color analyst for LSU basketball. Jonathan Lucroy, two-time All-Star for your Milwaukee Brewers. Steven, did you notice?
Oh, he's got the Lucroy jersey on.
I am pretty confident in saying I'm the only one in Louisiana that probably has a Jonathan Lucroy Brewers shirt.
Oh, you're gonna get it signed today?
I don't know if I'll get it signed.
You should.
You think so?
Yeah, you should. Why wouldn't you? You can't wash it, I guess.
Yeah.
That's up to you. What are you gonna get signed if you can?
I might take a baseball, get that signed.
Okay.
Yeah, classic, right?
Nice.
And I thought it was cool because Doug pointed out that Jonathan was inducted into the UL. That's where he went to college, Hall of Fame this spring. And he's like, yeah, I've got a plaque now, and all the pigeons will poop on it. And I immediately got the reference, and then he explained it, that was an old Bob Uecker joke, because they have that statue of Bob Uecker at American Family Field. You might remember when we went, it's up like in the upper deck at the very top, and you kind of climb up the stairs to get there, and it's a statue of Bob Uecker sitting there, and you can sit and get your picture.
Oh, wow.
So, but cool. He was referring more to there's one outside, too, of the stadium.
Great stadium.
Yeah.
I know you're pumped about that.
Todd McClure, the LSU offensive lineman, played for the Atlanta Falcons for a number of years. Mike McConaughey, we had him on the show yesterday. I didn't realize, they talked about it yesterday, of course, Doug brought this up, that Mike McConaughey's dad was like the fifth choice, the number 5 choice in the first round of the 1951 NBA draft.
Wow.
I was like, really? That's interesting. Warren Morris goes in with what they call the Ambassador Award, which is given out to somebody that just has meant a lot for the promotion of Louisiana. And his walk-off home run, the 1996 College World Series, everyone remembers that. Wayne Strother, the all-time winningest girls basketball coach from Florine. Pat Williams played nose tackle for the Minnesota Vikings. Kathy Holloway, longtime girls basketball coach and administrator. And then a couple of journalists going in. One, Gil Leberton, who actually for a long time, Stephen, was a sports reporter in Dallas. So you might want to sidle up next to him today if you're out at the bowling tournament and ask him about Dallas Cowboys stories.
Nice. Nice.
And John James Marshall. So, yeah, the Bowling Bash is happening today. It's from 11:30 to 2 over at Four Seasons. All the Hall of Famers will be there, and that sounds like it'll be a great event. You can still get tickets. You can go to lasportshall.com for that. When we had Ronnie Rance on yesterday, he said it is a ticketed event, and I think you can also get tickets at the door. So check that out. Tonight up in Natchitoches, they have the Taste of Tailgating and then Rocking River Fest. Tomorrow they have a junior training camp up in Natchitoches and then a roundtable lunch with the induction ceremony, which, by the way, you can watch on LPB. I think it starts at 7 tomorrow night and on their YouTube channel.
Looks like it's going to be a good one.
Yeah,
it's fun. Lots of Sinlaw folks.
Absolutely. It really is. It does have a Central Louisiana flavor to it, which is really cool. All right, 318-442-8255 is our number. Let's go to the phones here on this Friday. Good morning. You're on Talkback.
Good morning. Calling from the parish. Parish needs a good laugh today. Y'all were talking about movies and your favorite movies, and then y'all went off on some tangent. But anyway, I'm going to bring y'all back to the movies.
We do that.
Yeah, I know. I listen every morning, I know. Anyway, the Pink Panther. Pink Panther. Yes.
Does your dog bat? Excuse me? Does your dog bat? No? Yeah. I thought you said your dog didn't bet. That's not my dog.
I know, but the one I want to tell you, just a real quick story. I don't know if any of y'all remember the Don Theater on Bolton Avenue.
Before our time.
I remember that.
It probably was before y'all's time. Anyway,
It's still there.
That used to be. Yeah, it's still there. That's right. I went to see one of those movies with a girlfriend at the time, and it was Clouseau was doing the parallel bars on the second story of this big mansion, and he fell down to the first floor, and he got his hand stuck in an armor-plated hand, essentially. And I don't know if you remember the scene, but he got heated up, and he tried to swat a fly or a bee or something, and he hit this very expensive Steinway piano and completely smashed it. And the lady says, she says, "That is a priceless Steinway." And he turns to her and says, "Not anymore."
Not anymore. Yeah, it had like a ball, like one of those like heavy balls with like spikes on it.
Yes. Anyway, the end of my story. I laughed so hard. I had to step out of the theater, and I almost threw up my popcorn and everything else I was eating. That was, to me, one of the funniest scenes ever recorded, in my opinion.
Oh, my gosh. Or the one where he's got like a prosthetic nose on, but the guy is giving him like laughing gas, and then they both end up on laughing gas, and they're just cracking up.
Yes.
Peter Sellers.
Anyway,
he was hilarious.
That was, Pink Panther was great. It was really, really funny. Even to this day, I still watch it sometimes. It's still really funny.
Oh, it is.
Anyway, y'all have a great day, guys.
Thank you
I'll
so
talk
much.
to y'all.
Appreciate it. We'll be right back here on Talkback.
KSYL. This is a Bloomberg Money Minute. A big win for Boeing as the playmaker secures an order from China Southern Airlines valued at $3.62 billion. In the past decade, Boeing had seen orders dry up from airlines in China. Two of China's best-known hedge fund managers are sounding the alarm that the artificial intelligence boom in global stock markets has become an unsustainable bubble. Wheelspring Assets says AI stocks are a, quote, super bubble, and that the, quote, collapse point may not be far away. Meanwhile, Shanghai Bansha Investment Management Center said, quote, the trigger for the AI bubble to burst has already appeared. The FDIC is considering letting banks pay less to the agency's Bedrock Insurance Fund that protects customer accounts if a lender collapses. The plan would cut assessments for banks to reflect the recent growth in the Deposit Insurance Fund. It would also raise the threshold used for determining the FDIC's assessment to $30 billion from $10 billion in assets. Dan Schwartzman, Bloomberg Radio.
Watch out. The summer slump is trying to take root. Luckily, you can plant a seed, read, with Rapides Parish Library's summer reading program for all ages. Read what you love, log your minutes, and win cool prizes, books, fun, and freebies. That's how we grow at RPL. From kids to grown-ups, every book helps your mind bloom this summer. Visit rpl.org to find summer fun near you and start growing at your library today.
Sunny and hot. That's about it for the next couple days. Good morning. Our forecast calling for lots of sunshine today. 93 will do it for the afternoon high. That heat index about 102. There's a breeze out of the south at 5 to 10. It'll gust as high as 20. Tonight, increasing clouds down to 76. And then for Saturday, starting out mostly cloudy, sunny in the afternoon. Highs near 94. More of the same Sunday. From the Cenla Broadcasting Weather Center, I'm Dave Grayson.
If you'd like to take part in the show today, call the BOM Bank Talk line at 442-8255. That's 442-TALK. And remember, if you're looking to purchase or refinance your home, call Christina Bagwell at the BOM Bank Mortgage Department at 448-2430.
Talk back.
To take part in the show, call 442-8255. That's 442-TALK.
Me? Yeah. My name's Dewey Oxberger. My friends call me Ox. You might have noticed got a slight weight problem.
No.
Yeah, I do.
No.
Yeah, I do. Anyway, I went to this doctor. Well, he told me I swallowed a lot of aggression, along with a lot of pizzas. Pizzas. I'm basically a shy person. I'm a shy guy, and he suggested taking one of these aggression training courses. You know, these aggressive training courses like EST, those type of things. Anyway, it cost $400. $400 to join this thing. Well, I didn't have the money. And I thought to myself, join the Army. It's free. So I figured, while I'm here, I'll lose a few pounds. And you got what, a 6 to 8 week training program here? A real tough one? Which is perfect for me. I'm going to walk out of here a lean, mean fighting machine.
John Candy.
He's the best.
Still crack up. Swallow a lot of aggression.
Yeah.
a lot of pizzas. And the best part of that is Harold Ramis's face is that he's making while he's explaining that. By the way, for those who might not remember, Harold Ramis, he was a comedic genius. And he was kind of that force behind Caddyshack, Stripes, and even the first Vacation. Ghostbusters. One of the Ghostbuster remakes, the one that came out about 5 years ago, it was kind of a tribute to Harold Ramis, who's no longer with us. But from the first season of SCTV and then launching into directing and producing and a little bit of acting, just brilliant.
I was watching, do you ever watch Seinfeld, the show?
Yeah, time.
They were, the guy who plays George was doing
George
an interview.
Jason
Alexander. And they were like, he goes, we were like on the episode 6 or 7. And we were sitting
6, 7.
Yeah, we were with the NBC execs. And they were we showed them the Chinese restaurant one, the script. We're all sitting there. And the show wasn't doing too good at the moment. He goes, the NBC exec just stood up. He's like, what are we doing? Because this is literally about nothing. And he's like, goes on a tangent, and they were just mad about it. And so they just left with, who's the guy who wrote the show? What's his name?
Larry David. Yeah.
And all of them were sitting there. And after they left, he goes, well, he didn't say we couldn't do it. So they did it.
It was a show about nothing.
Oh, it was a classic too.
Yeah.
Love that show.
I think my favorite one, there was an episode where Jerry's dating a lady who has like narcolepsy. She falls asleep a lot. And she had a classic toy collection. And they wanted to play with it, but she wouldn't let like anybody touch the toys. So they have a meal with her, and they make turkey and give her wine. And because turkey is supposed to have tryptophan.
Yeah. Melatonin thingy or whatever.
Yeah. So she's out, and next scene, like George and Jerry are playing with the toys. That one, or when he didn't want to get married because he was realizing that his fiance was pretty terrible. And they
about
like,
George?
Yeah.
And he gave her in
the envelopes.
Oh my gosh.
And apparently the glue was toxic.
And he goes to the hospital. He's like, what?
The doctor's all like, I'm so sorry to tell you this. She's gone. And he's like, she's gone? He's trying to hold back his smile.
It's just a show about really bad people. That's what it is. My favorite is when Newman was being the judge over who owns the bike.
Yeah.
Jerry and Elaine, I think. No, not Jerry and Elaine, Kramer and Elaine. And he's like, I'll cut the bike in half. And each give you a half. And then what's his name? Kramer's like, no, let her have the bike. Let her. He goes, you're the true owner.
Yeah, that's like solid.
I know. That's what makes it funny. Oh, someone said Bubble Boy episode. that was good too.
Or when Kramer finds the old Merv Griffin set in the trash. Merv Griffin was like a 1970s talk show. And he turns his apartment into a talk show set. And he's got guests on there that you used to see like on Merv Griffin. Like one of the guys from the zoo. I'm trying to remember his name. But,
I like when they're and I'll stop after this. The parking garage, and Elaine has the goldfish in the bag, and she's afraid that it's looking clammy and it's going to die because they can't find the car. And then was it Jerry who just had to use the bathroom, and he finally gives in and pees in the corner and immediately gets stopped by the police? It's just so stupid. Hey, John Candy was also like, he was funny, but he knew how to pull your heartstrings too.
Oh my gosh. Yes.
Like in Planes, Trains, and Automobiles, he goes, "You want to hurt me? Go right ahead if it makes you feel any better." That one.
Yeah.
Remember that one?
Yes.
Oh, that's so good.
Yeah. For a lot of people, that's probably their favorite John Candy movie. It is really good. There's no doubt. Uncle Buck too.
Uncle Buck's probably mine.
Yeah.
Planes is probably.
And his role in Home Alone, which he just did as a favor to John Hughes.
Yeah.
And I don't think he even made money off it. And he and Catherine O'Hara ad-libbed most of their parts.
The polka band?
Because they worked together for years on SCTV. Yeah. Gus Polinski. Polka King of the Midwest. Polka, polka, polka.
Oh, he's the best.
We sold a few records in Chicago. No, in Sheboygan.
And she just died too. My goodness.
Yeah, she did.
Yeah, I show my wife who hasn't really seen a whole lot of Christmas movies, old school ones. And we did Home Alone this year. She loved it. Like, how could you not? Classic.
Yeah, I mean, I didn't see it till a few years after it came out, and I think we'd already had kids by then. And I just the first time I laughed my head off. I'm like, why had I not seen this before?
Great movie.
Because I remember Paul Harvey when it came out in 1990. I was listening to him doing his radio show that day, and he's like, if there's one movie that you make a point to see this Christmas, make it Home Alone.
Yeah. It's a good one.
For whatever reason, I didn't. But
I just want to know what Kevin's parents did for a living. Like, you didn't realize that as a kid, but now you're like, my gosh.
Yeah.
You know, a house that big in Chicago. Was it Chicago?
Yeah.
Or New York or whatever?
Yeah, Peter was making bank.
Man, he was loaded.
Yeah.
Probably a venture capitalist is what they would say.
Yeah. Not sure if the mom worked or not, but the dad did.
They weren't hurting.
And he recently died, I'll say within a couple of years.
Oh, did he?
Yeah.
Wow. Yeah, you're right, didn't he? Man.
Sad.
It is sad.
I love when Catherine O'Hara and Macaulay Culkin, they did a MasterCard commercial a couple of years ago where like he gets lost or something. It was so good. And he called her mom because, you know, he had a little tumultuous relationship with his own parents.
I didn't know that.
And apparently she really, really kind of reached out to him.
That's good.
Yeah.
Good.
Cool story. All right. We'll be right back and we'll get more serious. But maybe not. It's Friday.
Why not?
Talkback, Central Louisiana's longest-running talk show, is now everywhere you are. Talkback is now streaming live on X at Cenla Update, plus Facebook and YouTube at KSYL.
You don't have to drive hundreds of miles to have a great vacation.
Hi, I'm Lieutenant Governor Billy Nungesser, inviting you to explore all the great destinations right here in Louisiana.
From stunning natural beauty, campsites with unforgettable views, rich history, and flavors and sounds that feed your soul. You'll find all this right here in Louisiana. Go to LouisianaStaycation.com and start planning your trip today.
Remember when eating corn right off the cob was one of your favorite summertime treats? Or how about taking a big bite out of a crisp, fresh apple? If it's been a while since you enjoyed these delightful activities, chances are your teeth are no longer up for the task. But now there's great news. The folks over at Today's Dental in Pineville are Cenla's dental implant experts. They're both highly trained and experienced in the procedure. Now with thousands of completely satisfied, delighted patients. They make dental implant surgery simple by using today's most current technologies, along with in-office IV sedation administered by a highly skilled certified nurse anesthetist. You'll be in and out before you know it, without all the anxiety. Plus, at Today's Dental, their multiple finance options make the entire procedure truly affordable. Go back to crunching all your favorite foods. Give Today's Dental a call at 448-4540. It's a general dental facility on Highway 28 East in Pineville, owned by Dr. Jonas Goche. That's 448-4540.
Hi, I'm Chuck McDowell, the timeshare cancellation guy and founder of Wesley Financial Group. And I want to set the record straight. I am not an attorney. I've never wanted to be an attorney. And the truth is, I really don't even like attorneys. If I sound like an attorney, I'll apologize. But what I've learned in my 15 years in the timeshare cancellation business is you don't need to be an attorney to get folks out of their timeshare. After 15 years and over 50,000 cancellations, I can tell you with confidence, we know how to get you out of your timeshare. Call us today and we'll send you our timeshare exit guide absolutely free with all your options for cancellation. Attorneys, this was meant to be funny, so please don't sue me, especially my friend Kenneth from Black River Falls, Wisconsin.
Call now for your free timeshare exit info kit. 800-838-6767. 800-838-6767. 800-838-6767.
970 AM, 104.9 FM, KSYO. Now back to Talk Back.
Oh, I'm still in. Cruz, how about you?
Maybe I should fold.
Well, let me see. Let me see first. No, not with a hand like that. Come on. Dare me. Go on. Bluff me. Come on.
How much I bet?
It were me, I bet everything. So that's me. I'm an aggressive gambler. Mr. Vegas. Come on. Go for it. Go for it. Yes, yes. There we go. I'm in.
What do you got?
Well, I got a full house. 3 threes and 2 sixes. That's a full house. What have you got? Well, you have
fours. I got an ace.
You got an ace, an 8, and a 7. Well, you lose, you see. If you would have had 4 fours, you would have won. You're getting good at this, aren't you? You like it? Isn't this fun? You're pretty good for first time, really.
John Candy.
Well, we got to get, you were talking to me about watching The Office.
Yeah.
That is the greatest comedic show on
Yeah, I'm now a part of a church where most of the people there are in their 30s. So they're all huge Office fans, and they make constant Office references. And I'm like, okay, I've seen a few episodes, and I realize this is probably hilarious, but I'm not in on it. So I might have to go back and start watching.
Seinfeld and The Office.
Yeah.
They're right there with each other, in my book. Fantastic stuff. Start with Scott's Tots and then start from the beginning. I remember showing my mom Scott's Tots. She's never watched The Office, and she had her hand over her eyes the whole time. She was so embarrassed. She couldn't watch it.
So for people that don't know, Scott's Tots was Michael Scott, who's the boss in the office, had made a promise to some kids when they were in like grade school that when they graduated, he was going to fund their college education.
And they graduated, and he was broke. And they were like, they had this like huge ceremony for him when he got to the school, and you know, what was the song? They did like a whole song for him too. Oh, it was funny. And he could only bring them, he goes, if you want to go to college, he goes, I can't pay for your college, but I do have one thing. When you go to college, what's the most important thing you need? And he's like, they're like, I don't know. He's like, a laptop. And they're like, oh, okay, that's pretty good. He goes, and what makes a laptop run? Lithium batteries. I got you all lithium batteries. And he goes, I got you all batteries. And they were like, no. And he's like, but they're lithium.
Oh my gosh.
See, we ruined the episode for you. I'm sorry. We didn't give you the old spoiler alert.
Oh, well. By this time, you should have seen it.
Classic.
All right. 318-442-8255 is our number on Talkback. Let's go to the phones. Good morning. You're on Talkback. Hello? Caller? You there? We must have them stunned.
With our humor.
All right. Well, so on a more serious note, tomorrow is Election Day in Louisiana. It is the runoff of the primary, if that makes sense.
It's the first runoff.
Yes. So this will be the second time out of 3 that you'll be voting for this Senate race. The final time, we think, we hope, we promise, will be in November. But in the meantime...
Do we like this?
I think a lot of people prefer the jungle primary.
I get the arguments on why.
I don't like the timing of it. And here's why. Because Bill Cassidy lost, right? And he's still got 6 months to be in office. And we're already seeing where he's kind of being that guy that, fine, I'll take my ball and go home. type of disposition, and he and Trump got into it the other day in the meeting that they had, but Trump kind of lit him up. So I don't know. That's what I don't like. The incumbent is in office too long. But we kind of have that with a lot of municipal elections. It'll be like, this person wins. Like, oh, when do they take office? January, and it's like May. It's like, well, what?
Yeah.
Like, so on that note, now the flip side of that is we've always traditionally had the jungle primary in November, which, to make this even more confusing for you, will happen in November for all of the congressional races. So while the Senate is a closed primary, the congressional races will be an open primary again. Mm-hmm. And if there are any runoffs in the congressional races, those will happen in December, which leaves whoever wins the runoffs in a tougher position, because by then a lot of the committee positions have already been filled because of all the people that won in November. So if I were to change anything about Louisiana, I might make the jungle primary in October and then have the runoff in November, because that's what a lot of states do. But, Louisiana is kind of its own unique animal in so many ways. So
we should all just let our candidates draw straws and determine it that way. No, I mean, from an attention standpoint, I think it's tough for a lot of people. But let's be honest, the attention was pretty low from the start. We were happy to get 30% if we could get it when it comes to voter turnout. But
now they're predicting. I heard Nancy Landry this morning on Louisiana Radio Network, 15 to 20%. My prediction all along has been 18%. So we'll see how close we get.
I'm going to go lower. I'm going to say it's going to be like 15, 16.
Wow. Okay.
We'll take bets.
So, you got the Senate primary runoff, and you have the Democrat candidates. Do you know who those two guys are?
Gary Crockett and Jamie Davis.
Very good.
Just because I interviewed them.
Okay. Yeah. All right. And then on the Republican side, of course, we have Julia Latlow and John Fleming. You might have heard the ads for those two.
I think I've heard a few.
Yeah.
About how bad they are.
Yes.
Each one is.
And we can talk more about that maybe in hour number 2. But to say the least, it's been, especially when you factor in the Accountability Project, which should really be called the Lack of Accountability Project, which is a PAC, which we now know the tentacles of which extend to the current governor and his lawyer types that are around him. In Letlow, I know there was another poll that came out yesterday. It shows a very, very tight race. Maybe Fleming even up by a point or two. It's all going to matter on who gets out to vote. But for Letlow, in a lot of ways, this probably should have been a breeze for her to have the endorsement of President Trump. But I think ultimately what has hurt her has been this perception with the Accountability Project. Secondly, the ties to what is now a very unpopular governor in the state, Governor Landry. Third, the concerns over carbon capture. Fourth, some of the issues regarding stock trading. And fifth and finally, to me, she's not a compelling candidate. I'm sorry, and I'm not trying to be mean or ugly. She just isn't. She doesn't. What ads have we heard where saying, here's why you should vote for me, other than I'll fight against transgender athletes in the state of Louisiana? Is that even an issue here? So it's kind of a weird flex where, someone pointed out the other day, she did a lot to help keep the VA open in Pineville. Why would you not run ads like that here in central Louisiana? That would, to me, be a very smart thing to do. But, there are way smarter people running these campaigns than I am.
Well, that's why you're not going to win your campaign now. You're not going to go negative enough.
That's true. That's true. All right, let's go back to the phones. Good morning. You're on Talkback.
Hey, good morning. Thank you for taking my call. Mm-hmm. Everybody always seems baffled about the low voter turnout, but people vote for 2 reasons. They go vote if something hurts them and they want it to stop hurting them, or out of a sense of duty. And as our family, the national family dissolves, the important traits are not passed on, like duty. I remember after the war between the states, Robert E. Lee was the headmaster at a boys' school for the rest of his life. And a woman came to him after her son was graduating from what would be high school, and she said, General Lee, her husband had died in the war. She said, General Lee, what must I teach my sons? And he said, teach them, madam, to deny themselves. Well, that's a foreign concept today. Today, it's all about you. Is this your truth? It's all about you. And when you have a bunch of people that are basically narcissists, focusing just on themselves, no one's happy. And the duty is the furthest, most alien thing to them. But when you think about who you respect in life and who we respect from history, we respect people who put others first. That's what motivates people to do great things. And so it doesn't surprise me at all that we have a low voter turnout. How many families are talking about trying to tell their kids, hey, go vote. They vote for this person because of this, thinking about it. I think about the Lincoln Douglas debates. That wasn't a national, that was for the state of Illinois. But, they had 3 debates that went on for hours. And no, it's 5. It was more. Anyways, the people came and they're standing outside. They're standing. And they listened to these 2 men speak eloquently about great things, the nature of our citizenship. And because they're interested. I think about a publication. It was the Farmers. My memory fails me, but it was a paper, the Federalist Papers. Federalist Papers were written mainly to people who were agrarian, but they cared about it. And look, they had to work hard to make the land produce back then. They didn't have machines but they would take the time to read because they were interested. They felt a compulsion because of duty, and they wanted to make sure that things were better for the coming generations. So as we've seen that wane and the family, the father not as involved in the family, then we don't have people who are told, hey, it's good to go vote. I had a person on my route one time that she didn't vote because she said, if I register to vote, they might call me to serve on jury duty.
Wow.
And I don't want to do. I said, oh my goodness. I said, well, listen, and I knew this person pretty well, so I could do this. But I said, listen, next time you see a veteran in a wheelchair, you go up and explain yourself to him and tell him, look, I know you did this, but it was bold, but I was overwhelmed by her answer because she was a very good person.
Hey, hate to cut you off, but I got to take this break.
Gotta go. Okay,
So-
thanks. Y'all have a great weekend.
Yes, sir.
Taking part in the show is easy. Call the BOM Bank Talk Line at 442-8255.
A man's word should still mean something. Honesty matters. Character matters. So when John Fleming was hauled into court twice in 2 months for running untruthful ads filled with lies and twice forced to take down the lies, that tells you everything about who Fleming really is. Fleming's lies couldn't hold up before a judge, and his lies shouldn't hold up with you. Fleming hasn't just been lying in his ads. He's been lying to cover up his liberal record. Fact. In Congress, Fleming voted against Republican border security funding. Fact. Fleming gave your tax dollars to Barack Obama to protect sanctuary cities and block the deportation of illegals. Fact. Fleming lied about his job with President Trump. Lie after lie after lie. John Fleming is a fraud who cannot be trusted. Visit FlemingIsAFraud.com. Accountability Project paid for and is responsible for this advertising. Not authorized by any candidate or candidates committee. AccountabilityProject.la.
When liberal politicians panic, the political attacks get meaner and the lies get bigger. Take liberal Letlow's team. John Fleming earned a grade of A for his consistent fight to stop illegal immigration and build the wall. Letlow earned a grade of F on immigration. Fleming co-founded the Conservative Freedom Caucus in Congress, an outspoken group fighting for our conservative values. But Letlow refused to even join the Freedom Caucus. Letlow's hometown newspaper endorsed John Fleming for the Senate because Letlow's voting record in the House was even more liberal than Cassidy's voting record in the Senate. Letlow voted to give away billions in foreign aid in the U.S. aid scandal. Fleming opposes such liberal waste. Letlow failed to timely report stock trades while in Congress. Her attorney admits she violated the federal law. Fleming never traded stock in Congress. The liberal Letlow team keeps lying. Conservative John Fleming keeps fighting for you.
I'm John Fleming, and I authorized and paid for this ad.
Need office supplies, janitorial supplies, or office furniture, either new or pre-owned? Then look no further than DTW Office Supply, with wholesale prices on a large selection of top quality products, all with the personalized hometown service that you deserve. We're proud to serve the entire state of Louisiana with daily deliveries right to your door. Visit us today at 1219 MacArthur Drive or online at dtwofficesupply.com. That's DTW Office Supply, your trusted partner for all of your office needs. Quality, value, service.
Hi, I'm Nancy Landry. Louisiana's elections are an important part of who we are. In 2026, closed party primaries will change how some of those elections happen, so you'll want to know what to do. Keeping your registration current ensures you'll get the right party-based ballot. Remember, this change only applies to certain offices. To learn more, visit govote.com or download the GoVote app. Know before you go.
Now back to Talk Back, 970 AM, 104.9 FM, KSYO.
All right, we're out of time for this hour, but we have much more coming up in hour number 2. Talks were late yesterday, so we can get going again today. Deborah Randolph will be calling in at 8:05. We got the Busy Awards happening tonight, so we'll tell you more about that as we continue here on a Friday.
You've been listening to Talkback. The opinions expressed were those of the hosts and callers, and not necessarily those of Cenlaw Broadcasting.
AM 970, FM 104.9, KSYO, and KRRV 100.3 HD3, Alexandria. It's 8 o'clock.
They have found a lot more bodies in Venezuela. I'm Dave Anthony, Fox News. The number of confirmed deaths in the twin earthquake disaster more than doubled. It's now 589, but the injuries were revised lower, now just under 3,000, with survivors shaken up.
The walls collapsed. In fact, we barely made it out at the time.
Many more unaccounted for in the rubble.
Crews are searching for survivors who may still be stuck under the many buildings and homes that collapsed. The Trump administration is now pledging $150 million in aid. That includes $50 million for relief partners on the ground, along with a $100 million contribution to a United Nations humanitarian fund. The U.S. is also sending military personnel, search and rescue crews, as well as planes and Navy ships to Venezuela.
Fox's Carly Shimkus. Iran state media claims 3 more ships have been turned back trying to pass through the Strait of Hormuz after attacking a cargo ship with a drone.
And that attack on that Singapore flagged ship in the Strait of Hormuz is considered a major test of this ongoing 60-day deal between the U.S. and Iran. And President Trump seemingly addressing the situation yesterday while speaking to some farmers at the White House.
We cannot let Iran have a nuclear weapon.
Trump says the strait remains open and emphasized Iran could become a new market for American farmers, saying they'll use unfrozen Iranian assets to buy U.S. crops.
Fox's Jeff Paul in Tel Aviv. There's Christian controversy in Texas schools.
A final vote is set for today by the Texas State Board of Education that could approve a plan to include selections from the Bible in public school reading lists. The examples include picture books for younger kids featuring tales such as David and Goliath, and selections from the Christian scriptures in later elementary classes. Opponents claim the move violates constitutional mandates to separate church and state, and that the proposal favors Christianity.
Fox's Evan Brown. America's listening to Fox News.
Feeling uncertain by life's challenges? Discover timeless truth and encouragement with In Touch Ministries, guiding you every step of the way. At intouch.org, you'll discover encouragement that lasts. With powerful sermons from Dr. Charles Stanley, daily devotionals, and resources designed to strengthen your faith, you'll find hope and wisdom for every season of your life. Don't wait. Visit intouch.org today and let God's Word inspire your journey. That's intouch.org.
If you want unlimited talk, text, and data on a crazy fast network, Big Wireless will sell it to you right now for as little as $70 a month. Or you can buy it from Pure Talk for half of that. I'm talking about unlimited talk, text, and unlimited data for just $34.99 a month. Stop paying the big guys twice what you need to. Dial pound 250, say my name. That's pound 250 micro to switch to Pure Talk, where the savings are truly unlimited.
While the teaching the Bible in school controversy plays out in Texas, President Trump will gather with religious conservatives today, returning to what was a crime scene a few months ago.
President Trump will address the Faith and Freedom Coalition's Road to Majority conference. The event is at the Washington Hilton, the hotel where a gunman fired his weapon during the White House Correspondents Association dinner in April. President Trump, the vice president, and several other administration officials were quickly evacuated. The president has not returned to that hotel since. The annual WHCA dinner is rescheduled for next month, but will take place instead at the Waldorf Astoria near the White House, a hotel previously owned by the Trump Organization. In Washington, Jared Halpern, Fox News.
It is another sweltering day across Europe, temperatures in the 90s. In a heat wave this week that included record highs. In France, 111 degrees in some areas. It's soccer's World Cup, a loss for the U.S.
That's the final whistle. Turkey go home with their heads held high.
Turkey won 3-2 on Fox, but the American team with 2 wins earlier already advanced to the round of 32.
Wednesday night, Santa Clara, California, knockout stage, winner go home against Bosnia and Herzegovina.
Serena Williams now knows who she'll play next week when she continues her comeback on retiring, playing at Wimbledon again.
The 53rd ranked player in the world, Maya Joint from Australia. Serena turns 45 in September. Joint turned 20 in April. When she was born in 2006, Serena had already won every major event and had 8 Grand Slam singles titles. Serena, who accepted a wildcard entry to compete in singles for the first time since the 2022 U.S. Open, will also compete at Wimbledon in doubles with her 46-year-old sister Venus. Jared Max, Fox News.
On Wall Street, there could be selling at the opening bell. Dow futures are down about 100 points, but the NASDAQ futures, they're dropping almost 400. I'm Dave Anthony. This is Fox News.
Louisiana Radio Network, I'm Jeff Palermo. Tomorrow is the day when we will find out who will advance to the general election for U.S. Senate.
What was shaping up to be a Julia Letlow coronation on the GOP side is turning out to be anything but.
Lots of people are scratching their heads about this when Fleming appeared to be well behind, but now the race appears to be tightening.
ULM political science professor Pearson Cross says one thing that could benefit John Fleming is a very low turnout, and it's expected to be only about 15%.
Most of the interest of the general public in this election was over once Bill Cassidy was off the ballot.
On the Democratic side, Cross says it appears Jamie Davis has the nomination in the bag against Gary Crockett. I'm Andrew Greenstein.
Secretary of State Nancy Landry says for many voters, the U.S. Senate primary runoff is not the only item on the ballot.
Local tax props or local elections, those will be on the ballot, and they are not closed party primary items.
Louisiana Radio Network. Governor Jeff Landry signs an executive order that he says will ensure that residents and local businesses are not paying for the massive amount of energy needed to power AI data centers. Landry says the order will require data center companies to follow a new set of guidelines in order to qualify for tax breaks.
Can you meet the demand? That's number one. Okay. Understand that we're not placing it on the ratepayers.
Data center companies will be required to submit evidence to the Louisiana Department of Economic Development that they are able to pay for their own electricity needs. Calvary Baptist has been declared as the national champions in high school softball by MaxPreps.com. The Lady Cavaliers just won their 6th straight state championship.
This team was absolutely most deserving, but it couldn't have been done without the teams before them. I don't think had we just had one great season this year, would we be in this number 1 spot?
That's head coach Tiffany Frazier Wood. LRN.
Security Metal Roofing has proudly served Cenla for over 35 years. We're your one-stop shop for all your metal building and metal roofing needs. At Security Metal, we're committed to providing top-quality products at the best possible price. We'll even price match any competitor's quote on comparable materials and beat it. Just bring us their quote. Also, we have a lower tax rate being outside the city limits. That's Security Metal Roofing in Alexandria. Call 445-0223 or visit securitymetalroofing.com.
Sunny and hot. That's about it for the next couple days. Good morning. Our forecast calling for lots of sunshine today. 93 will do it for the afternoon high. That heat index about 102. There's a breeze out of the south at 5 to 10. It'll gust as high as 20. The night increasing clouds down to 76. And then for Saturday, starting out mostly cloudy, sunny in the afternoon. Highs near 94. More of the same Sunday. From the Cenla Broadcasting Weather Center, I'm Dave Gratian. Talkback, Central Louisiana's longest-running talk show. Whether it's the guests or the callers, Talkback is where Central Louisiana begins its conversation.
All right, we're back. Hour number 2 on Friday. Alan Stephen with you, and thank you for being with us. And I believe we have Deborah Randolph on the phone with us. Good morning. This is Talkback.
Hi, Alan Stephen. How are you doing today?
We are doing so well. Thank you. How are you?
I'm doing great. We're in the final stretch here preparing for hosting the Busy Awards tonight, and we're very excited about it. And Stephen Maxwell will be serving as our distinguished Master of Ceremonies.
Oh, there you go.
Excited. It's going to be fun.
Well, we're excited to have you. And Al, you've taken a turn at that before.
I did. Yeah, that was a lot of fun. That was a few years ago. But it's a great event. For people that don't know what the Busies are, explain what they are.
The Busy Awards are the Central Louisiana Business Awards Gala. And this will be the 14th Busy Awards. And the statue, the actual award, is called the Busy. And we started off always calling it the Central Louisiana Business Awards. But now it's known as the Busies. That is what has stuck. And it's a great event because it shines a spotlight on businesses of all sizes. Tonight we'll be giving 17 awards. So there are categories that are nominated and voted upon by membership, along with a panel of judges, everything from best small business, best medium business, best large, and many other categories, best marketing campaign of a business, best website. So there are many ways for our businesses to shine, again, of all sizes. The top award of the night is always the Roy O. Martin Best Overall Business. And that's a business or industry that excels in every aspect of its operation. So that's always an exciting category. And then there are some awards that are given by our businesses and industries in the area, such as the Clico Innovation Award, the Red River Bank Entrepreneur of the Year, and those are always exciting categories to see who they honor with those. Those hospitals have awards, and those are so wonderful, and they will be tonight. Prestis St. Francis Cabrini has the Heart of Service Award that they give at the Busies, and Rapids Regional Medical Center has the Community Benefit Award. So those are wonderful too. And tonight is special. The LSUA Foundation is the presenting sponsor, and there will be a special award given. That's all I can say about that. And so we're very excited about the event tonight.
Very cool. And what time and where is it happening?
It's happening at 6 o'clock. There's a pre-reception, and then the dinner and award ceremony will begin at 7. We're hosting it for the first time at the Randolph Riverfront Center. The event has grown over the years, but we're excited to be there, and it's going to be a sea of purple and gold because of LSUA being the presenting sponsor tonight. So it looks absolutely fantastic.
Nice. And it's usually at the Holiday Inn, so it's at the Riverfront Center this year, right?
It was for a long time. We've hosted it over on MacArthur Drive at the Alexander Convention Center, which was formerly known as the Cy Center. But we're doing Randolph Riverfront Center tonight, and again, I think a great place to host it, and looking forward to it.
We know that has a great name, the Riverfront Center.
Right. Yes. Yes. We continue the kids and I continue to be so grateful and honored that Mayor and City Council chose to rename and rededicate the building, naming it after Ned Randolph. So it's now the Randolph Riverfront Center. It's still very exciting for us and for me personally, when I drive up to the building to see the name on it, of course.
Yeah.
And it was something his administration built the building, so it's meaningful to us.
Very, very appropriate, that's for sure. So go ahead.
For saying that.
Yeah.
Thank you for saying that. I appreciate it. But We were a little worried going into this by scheduling this event because next week we're leading into the 4th of July week. Of course, 4th isn't until next Saturday, but we needn't worry because we have tremendous participation tonight. There will be a big crowd attending the Busies, and we are grateful for that.
That's awesome. This isn't really open to the public, right? It's by invite only?
It's a ticket. It's open to the public in that members of the public can call and get a ticket, reserve a seat and get a ticket.
Okay.
So, but now it's a little difficult to add day of, but anyway, that's really how it works. Our membership primarily goes, but we do get some people from the community who like to attend. And so we're happy to have all people who would like to be present.
All right. Well, very good. It's the Busies. It's an annual event. And I know it's always going to be a lot of fun. So hope you all have a great night. And thank you for letting us know about it.
Well, thank you. And, this is really another way to accent what's positive about our community. Those who invest in it and in many instances double down and invest more so that their business can grow. And this is our way of showing appreciation and to celebrate them.
Awesome. Deborah Randolph, Central Louisiana Chamber of Commerce, thanks so much for calling in this morning.
Thanks so much.
All right. Take care. Bye. And we'll be right back.
Talkback, Central Louisiana's longest-running talk show, is now everywhere you are. Talkback is now streaming live on X at Cenla Update, plus Facebook and YouTube at KSYL.
A man's word should still mean something. Honesty matters. Character matters. So when John Fleming was hauled into court twice in 2 months for running untruthful ads filled with lies and twice forced to take down the lies, that tells you everything about who Fleming really is. Fleming's lies couldn't hold up before a judge, and his lies shouldn't hold up with you. Fleming hasn't just been lying in his ads. He's been lying to cover up his liberal record. Fact. In Congress, Fleming voted against Republican border security funding. Fact. Fleming gave your tax dollars to Barack Obama to protect sanctuary cities and block the deportation of illegals. Fact. Fleming lied about his job with President Trump. Lie after lie after lie. John Fleming is a fraud who cannot be trusted. Visit FlemingIsAfraud.com. Accountability Project paid for and is responsible for this advertising. Not authorized by any candidate or candidates committee. AccountabilityProject.la.
Got a big day ahead of you? Then it's best to fuel up with some of Cenla's best at Bricato's Restaurant. Walk right in and just smell that home-style cooking. Place your order, take a seat, and do breakfast right till 9:30 this morning. Get fresh biscuits, eggs any way you like them, melt-in-your-mouth pancakes, grits, hash browns, sausage, bacon, even wraps and sandwiches. And don't forget their fresh brewed coffee. Bricato's Restaurant, 28 West, right across from the Coliseum. Your breakfast is waiting for you.
Tired of noisy neighbors? Want to keep pets in and problems out? Sounds like you need a Promo fence. At Promo Fencing and Lawn Care, our fences don't just work, they wow. From classic cedar and pine privacy fences to durable chain link, sleek metal, and aluminum, even decorative fencing. We've got something for every home, yard, or business, big or small, residential or commercial, all with free estimates, expert installs, and small town customer care. Promo Fencing and Lawn Care. Fences that feel like home.
If you'd like to take part in the show today, call the BOM Bank Talk line at 442-8255. That's 442-TALK. And remember, if you're looking to purchase or refinance your home, call Christina Bagwell at the BOM Bank Mortgage Department at 448-2430.
970 AM, 104.9 FM, KSYO. To take part in the show, call 442-8255. That's 442-TALK. Talkback.
All right, we are back on this Friday. Al Quartermont, Stephen Maxwell. I'm just realizing, Stephen, this is the last Friday of June. Where has June gone?
It's almost over. Who would have thought?
Wow.
Reminder, tomorrow, go out with June with a bang. It's the election night show on KSYL starting at 8 o'clock. Brought to you by Riverside Hospital.
It'll be
a
me.
fun one.
It'll be Stephen. It'll be Nathan Martin, freshly back from Columbia, and Dr. Jim Rogers from LSUA.
So we'll be streaming and on the air. Join us. Get your election results. It's going to be fun.
It'll be better than watching a 1970s variety show.
It'll be better than watching Stripes.
Well, I wouldn't go that far.
No, we'll have everything and get you all the information.
Yep. All right, let's go to the phones on this Friday, the BOM Bank Talk Line. Good morning, you're on Talkback.
Good morning.
Good morning.
I'll tell you what, I cannot wait for tomorrow to get here because I am right about here with the yang between Ludlow and Fleming. I'm really kind of disappointed that y'all even running their ads.
Well, that's not our decision. I'm talking about me and Steven. We don't pick what commercials run. And
right, I understand.
Yeah. And you know, I mean, just being really honest, for a lot of broadcast outlets, election season tends to be good for the bottom line. So
Oh, I understand. I'm just saying, this seems, maybe I'm wrong, but this seems to be the worst we've had in quite a while.
I think in the sense you're right, because we haven't had this format of Republican primary. Probably the last time I can remember something similar might have been the governor's race when David Vitter was in it.
About to say.
And how badly he was beat up by Scott Angel and trying to remember some of the others, which kind of paved the way for John Bell Edwards to win that race. I mean, Vitter emerged, but he emerged very damaged out of that.
Well, this kind of reminds me, actually, I think this is worse, but it reminds me of, what's his name? Rispone. Rispone's criticism of Dr.
Abraham.
Of Dr. Abraham, when he's like, well, they voted with Nancy Pelosi 300 times. Yeah, they voted to end discussion on the House floor. It's called Robert's Rules of Order.
Right. Yeah. Now anytime you hear these ads, you're knowing that a lot of times you're just hearing half-truths or things that are completely taken out of context. I mean, they've done to Fleming where there was a speech he was giving and he kind of said something the wrong way, but then later he corrected it, but they're using that against him. And I mean, it's just endless. But I'm going to go back to what I said in hour number one. I just don't think that Julia Letlow has run a strong campaign at all to really motivate people to vote for her as the Trump-endorsed candidate. And like I said, you could even go back to the work she did to try to keep the VA open, and ultimately it was kept open. Like, why would you not run ads in Central Louisiana just reminding people of things like that? And now her ties to the Accountability Project, not direct, but indirectly, and to Governor Landry, who has become, as we know, pretty toxic from a voter standpoint. We've seen the amendments go down in flames, and a lot of people are seeing that is a vote against Governor Landry. So I think Fleming has done a better job of laying out why people should vote for him, but he also has his detractors as well.
He does, but I'm going to tell you what, being in the oil and gas industry, what a non-starter for me is the fact that Ludlow's fiance is a, what do you call it? He's a lobbyist for the carbon capture. That's a non-starter for me. There's a lot of... It creates nothing. This carbon capture creates no wealth. So, well, this brings in jobs. No, it doesn't. It has to be supported because it's not a value-added product. It's not mining. It's not forestry. It's not manufacturing.
Yep.
It's not even a service industry. It's just, you're pumping CO2 into the ground. And what a lot of people don't realize is that you're further endangering your ability to drill for oil and gas in that area.
Right.
So I'm sure somebody will come on and say, oh, well, it's wonderful and all that. Not from where I'm looking at it.
Right. Yeah. So, and obviously we've talked quite a bit about that through the last year or so. And I agree with that. That's what I've always said too is, why are we doing this ultimately? And we're saying, well, it can bring more jobs to Louisiana. Maybe, but at what cost ultimately? I don't know. So
I don't either. There's some other things we could do if we were concerned about pollution, which I think everybody should be. First of all,
Yeah.
We don't have a recycling program for stuff that's easily recycled, like aluminum.
That's true.
I mean, go look at how much energy it takes to mine bauxite and turn it into aluminum.
Right.
Versus just melting down and recycling what we've already got.
Right. Right.
So I don't pretend to know what the answer to a lot of this is, but I just know I'm sick and tired of hearing our politicians throwing rocks at each other. I mean, good grief.
Yeah. Yeah. And I mean,
it almost makes me want to just not go vote tomorrow.
Well, I mean, maybe there are some that would want that to be the case, but
maybe so.
I think ultimately when we look at voting, it is our duty and our responsibility. And you could go in the voting booth and vote on other elections and just say, I'm not voting on that one.
Yeah, there's that.
Yeah. So
y'all have a good weekend, and it's going to be interesting. I think the general election's in November.
Yes, that is correct.
Okay.
Yeah. So that will be the Senate race will then be whoever emerges tomorrow on the Republican side versus who emerges on the Democrat side. But for the congressional races, it'll be an open primary since we didn't have those primaries back in May because of the change of the congressional districts after the Supreme Court ruling. So we'll go back to the jungle primary format for the congressional primary races.
Well, there's one thing you can say about Louisiana politics. It's not boring.
That's true. Gives us plenty to talk about here on Talkback. All right. Thanks, brother. Appreciate you. Bye. All right. Another call here on Talkback. Good morning.
So is it open line? Is it open line Friday?
It is. And I got to say, right when I hear the ambiance of the speakerphone, I'm like, and then I hear, so I know it's you. So welcome back.
Well,
what is the name? Stephen?
Cincinnatus.
Cincinnatus.
Right. So I know AI centers, carbon capture, and elections are more important, but I'd like to open the floor to a more important debate that I've been meaning to have with you, Al, one-on-one, but it's never happened. Who is the greatest major leaguer of all time?
Who is the greatest major leaguer of all time?
Yes.
I really believe it's Babe Ruth.
So Babe is the best power hitter. Mickey Mantle is the greatest, possessed the greatest raw talent.
Yeah.
Bo Jackson had the greatest unrealized potential. Jackie Robinson's the greatest transitional player of all time. The Wizard of Oz, Ozzie Smith, was the greatest defensive shortstop of all time.
Yeah.
Lou Gehrig, Cal Ripken Jr., the greatest endurance, but there's only one man, Stan the Man Music.
Wow.
He's the greatest.
He was phenomenal.
Let me give you two reasons. I'll give you one statistic, 3,630. You know what that is?
How many hits he had?
Yes, but what's unusual about it was 1,815 was in St. Louis and 1,815 was on the road.
I remember
That's
that.
never be topped.
Yeah.
Second of all, what do the other greats say about a great determined? Mickey Mantle said, I should have been a better player than Stan. I had more talent, better coaching, more opportunity, but I wasted it. Stan is a better player because he's a better man. So I'm just going to say, get into the battle.
Whoop, kind of lost you there. What was that?
Any rebuttal?
I think you make a great argument. I think Stan Musial is definitely one of the, I don't know if I would say the best, but he's definitely one of the best. And in terms of just pure hitting ability, him or Ted Williams, I mean, Ted Williams' numbers are sick. And then you consider the fact of the time that he missed for military service. He missed basically 3 prime seasons where if you add to his totals, probably at least another home runs. If you add to his totals, at least another 600 hits. I mean, yeah, he had a pretty phenomenal career too. Joe DiMaggio too for for as short as a career.
Joe.
Yeah. So
2 points on Ted Williams. He's absolutely the greatest scientific hitter of all time. His book, The Science of Hitting, it's really not about hitting, it's about excellence.
Right.
It's a great book. He's the great, and he's a great sportsman.
Yep.
Remember you probably remember that all the TV series. Yeah, absolutely. Yep. But you said if he hadn't lost those seasons.
Right.
Well, my rebuttal to that is if and nuts were candy and nuts, we'd all have a good Christmas.
That's right.
You can't count ifs because Bo Jackson is the greatest if of all sports.
I'll give you another good statistic. If you take away the 755 home runs that he hit, Hank Aaron still has over 3,000 hits.
Oh, Hammer and Hank, look, longevity.
Yeah.
Look, he played until Milwaukee was racist and kicked his team out of Milwaukee. He played for the Milwaukee Braves, and then he played for the Atlanta Braves. Over 22 years or somting like that.
He was a rookie in 1953, and he retired after 1976. So
24 years.
Yeah.
3.
Yeah.
Longevity, he wins, and he was a great hitter. Well, I mean, as far as greats, it's hard to argue that Willie Mays wasn't the greatest outfitter of all time. Outfielder of all time. I mean, but anyway, it's a fun debate.
Yep.
Appreciate you having with me. You got to say who else is it? Go ahead.
Where do you put Shohei into this conversation?
He's the greatest playing right now.
Yeah.
If he can there's no doubt about it. He's got physical ability, fitness, concentration, mechanics, hitting, just unbelievable. I'm not sure when he came into the league, but he's got to have a longevity to be considered the greatest.
Yeah. One more point about Mickey Mantle that you mentioned earlier. I mean, he played the bulk of his career with basically a destroyed ACL. So if they'd had the technology back then that they do now and it fixed that thing up and he, missed a season or whatever, his numbers would have been even better.
Sure.
So,
you're playing again your conjecture, Councilman.
Yeah.
But Mickey Mantle also played the most of his career intoxicated.
That's true.
He destroyed his body with alcohol. So if we're going to play ifs, if he would have practiced nutrition and abstinence, he probably would have been. He had, like I said, there's no doubt about it. He had the greatest raw talent of anybody that's ever put on pinstripes. It's unbelievable. His size, his speed is unbelievable. Look at some of those old videos of him. I mean, he's bigger than everybody on the field. He's faster. His shoulders, massive shoulders. He just destroyed his career with alcohol.
Yeah.
He only died at 62.
Yeah.
People think he died an old man. I mean, that is unbelievable. 62 years old because he's destroyed himself.
Back in 1987, he was doing a book tour for his book. And I remember there was a shopping mall in downtown Milwaukee, and they had him there signing autographs and signing his book. And I had a chance to go. I was interning for the TV station, and I had a chance to go down there while they were shooting that. And then the next day, he was playing at a golf tournament, and the sports director asked me if I wanted to go with a photographer and try to get the interviews. I'm like, sure. So I actually got to interview Mickey Mantle, ask him just 3 or 4 questions. And at the time, Mark McGwire was a rookie, and he had 35 homers at the All-Star break, and I asked him about Mark McGwire. He's like, I'm a big fan of Mark McGwire, with that Oklahoma accent. He couldn't have been nicer. And, it definitely seemed at the end of his life, he was pretty, remorseful over how he had lived a lot of his life.
Right. Regrets are a powerful thing.
Yep.
Did he have Bell's palsy? Because the way he talked, one side of his face seemed to not move. I always wondered that. Nobody ever reported that. It was there's no doubt about it. I mean, it's fun to debate about it, and that's what baseball is. Baseball is for we fans.
Yes.
I mean, the players are kind of, I don't want to mean them, but the thing about baseball is we can debate and have a great time, and we don't have to do negative ads about the players we don't like. It's just great. So I thought I'm usually very cynical and very opinionated, but I just wanted to show another side, and I've wanted to have that debate with you live, but I've never met you. But so thank you for indulging me.
Yeah.
And Stephen, great to get the busies.
Oh, thank you. You didn't ask me who my favorite player was.
Nobody cares.
It's Fred Merkle.
Fred Merkle.
Well, yeah. Well, you know who mine really is Roy Hobbs.
There you go. The natural. You can't top that one. All right. Thanks, brother. Appreciate
have a
you.
good weekend.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. All right. What's the name again, Stephen?
Fred Merkle?
No. Our caller.
Oh, Cincinnatus, he said.
Cincinnatus. Yeah. You have another name.
Cincinnatus Deadliftius.
Did you make that one up? The Deadliftius part?
No, that's his name.
Okay. Cincinnatus Deadliftius.
Yeah.
You need that on a T-shirt.
That's what I'm saying.
Taking part in the show is easy. Call the BOM Bank Talk line at 442-8255.
This is a Bloomberg Money Minute. The big winner of that UFC fight on the South Lawn of the White House earlier this month was TKO Group. Dow Jones says TKO says an estimated 34 million global viewers watched the cage match, making it its biggest U.S. UFC event ever, and one of the most watched events in the history of the Ultimate Fighting Championship. And the match featured a bunch of paid advertisements. The negativity about tech continues on Wall Street today. Also, a fresh reminder of if you want to buy electronics, you might not want to wait after Apple raised prices. Now Microsoft hiking prices on Xbox video game consoles for the third time in 13 months and says it expects prices on components to continue to rise well into next year. And if your dream is to fly on a super luxury airliner, the cost might not be the only thing in the way. The race for fancier aircraft interiors is being delayed by strict regulatory demands, and that's now slowing cabin upgrades as safety agencies grapple with complex and customized seat and suite designs. Denise Pellegrini, Bloomberg Radio.
Need office supplies, janitorial supplies, or office furniture, either new or pre-owned? Then look no further than DTW Office Supply with wholesale prices on a large selection of top quality products, all with the personalized hometown service that you deserve. We're proud to serve the entire state of Louisiana with daily deliveries right to your door. Visit us today at 1219 MacArthur Drive or online at dtwofficesupply.com. That's DTW Office Supply, your trusted partner for all of your office needs. Quality, value, service.
Hey, Louisiana, it's Lieutenant Governor Billy Nungesser. This September, Keep Louisiana Beautiful will launch Love Our Waterways, a month-long statewide cleanup to help preserve the beauty of all our waterways, including our lakes, rivers, and bayous. Volunteer to clean up litter by boat or on land along the shore. Get on board at lovelawaterways.org. That's lovelawaterways.org. I'll see you there.
Here's a tale of Becky. Didn't know what to do with new meds prescribed and no real cost clue.
She squinted at prices, that can't be right. Then tapped GoodRx and saw the light.
She can get a deal. Book telehealth if she feels.
Learn about those meds without any stress. That one little app does all the rest. Even my horse downloaded it. Dang, save time and money on prescriptions.
Check GoodRx. GoodRx is not insurance.
While retinitis pigmentosa takes Mark's vision, his family gives him hope, whether at the family business or at home with his wife and sons. He knows he's not fighting alone. For 50 years, the Foundation Fighting Blindness has funded research into treatments and cures for blinding retinal diseases, providing hope to people with vision loss. And for Mark, winning the fight means being there for his family. The Foundation Fighting Blindness. Together, we're winning. Help us end blinding diseases at fightingblindness.org.
Sunny and hot. That's about it for the next couple days. Good morning. Our forecast calling for lots of sunshine today. 93 will do it for the afternoon high. That heat index about 102. There's a breeze out of the south at 5 to 10. It'll gust as high as 20. Tonight, increasing clouds down to 76. And then for Saturday, starting out mostly cloudy, sunny in the afternoon. Highs near 94. More of the same Sunday. From the Sunlaw Broadcasting Weather Center, I'm Dave Gratian.
970 AM, 104.9 FM, KSYO. To take part in the show, call 442-8255. That's 442-TALK. Talk back.
Man, the Senate sucks. I'm just going to come out and say it. They suck. This is not hard. 80% of the American people want the Save America Act to pass. Not 80% of Republicans, 80% of the American people. And the only organization that refused to act is the United States Senate. Everybody else is saying This is common sense. We should do common sense things. Let's make sure only Americans are voting in our elections. Makes sense, right? Let's protect the franchise of the American people. Let's make sure that people who are sent to Washington are being voted on by Americans. Who the American people choose is up to them, but we have a responsibility to secure that franchise and to secure that process for the American people.
That's Representative Byron Donalds from the great state of Florida, former home of Stephen Maxwell. The Senate sucks. Interesting.
Isn't he running for governor?
He is.
Yeah.
He is. I think he's the favorite to win governor. What is DeSantis being term limited?
Mm-hmm. I believe so. Yeah.
So I got to think we'll see DeSantis possibly on the national stage again. I think he would make an excellent president one day, but the next go round seems like the conventional thinking is either JD or Rubio.
You never know. You just never know.
Yeah, it's true. You do never know.
I remember in 2014 and 15, Jeb Bush was the heir apparent. And we know how that worked out. Things change.
Trump destroying him in the debate.
Yeah, it was pretty bad.
Yeah. Speaking of Trump, he is getting pretty vocal about the whole communism thing that we've seen after what happened Tuesday night with some of the races, especially in New York. And he made a post yesterday, trying to see if I can find it quickly, but he basically, said that we're seeing kind of this rise of communism, that they're exposing themselves now for who they are, and that he's ready for the battle. So, yeah, I'm not seeing it, but keep looking.
J.D. Vance apparently was at the Nixon Presidential Library in California.
Yeah.
And said Watergate would have been a blip on the news cycle today. Interesting.
Wow.
It's kind of a good point.
Yeah. Probably would have been a blip on the news cycle if he was a Democrat.
Let's see. Yeah, it would have been a blip he drew parallels, it says, between him and Trump. So.
With the deep state and everything?
Yeah.
So here's what Trump put on Truth Social. The communists are finally making their move. I've been waiting and preparing for this for a long time. It's easy to be a communist. All you have to do is say, I'll give you everything. But that means you're taking it away from others that have earned it. Over thousands of years, that ideology has not worked once. The game is on. Enjoy watching. President Donald J. Trump.
Wonder what they're going to do. They are growing.
They are, and I think right now we're seeing it's a huge problem for the Democratic Party, which a lot of this they've brought on themselves. And now we're sitting back looking at it going, all right, they're eating themselves from within with this, but it has national implications.
It's interesting you say that, because I was interviewing the two candidates for Democrat in U.S. Senate, and Gary Crockett, I asked him about that. I was like, what are your thoughts on the Democrat Party? Parts have been embracing socialism. It seems like it's growing, or democratic socialism, whatever they call it. And he goes, it's the Democrats' fault for not listening to the people, basically being elitist. And he goes, lying about Joe Biden's health.
Wow.
And all these different things. So I think a lot of them are aware, and I think a lot of them are worried about it.
Yeah.
But it is growing, and it's going to eat their party.
I know both of the runoff candidates for the Democrat Party in here in Louisiana for Senate are black. And I'm seeing more and more on X how black people are speaking out a lot about what's happening in the Democrat Party, because even in cities like Chicago, black people feel like they've been completely forgotten about by their government in exchange for the promotion and support of illegal immigrants. And this is why I think the SAVE Act is vitally important, because we have to absolutely ensure that people that are not actual U.S. citizens, that they're not voting in these elections. And right now, there's no way to really prove a lot of that. There's really no way to prove a lot of things when it comes to nefarious voting happening in the country. I mean, Los Angeles is Exhibit A with the mail-in balloting and all of that. So we'll see. But John Thune, who has been feckless as the leader of the Republican Senate, is back in South Dakota as the Senate now has like a 14-day recess. People are pretty upset that they're gone when this is an issue that's lingering over us right now. And Scott Pressler, who is a guy that is kind of a grassroots activist for conservatism, he was very influential in Pennsylvania back in 2024, basically helped get the Senate Republican candidate elected, took on the fight in Texas to get John Cornyn defeated, and is now in South Dakota and is threatening to work to primary John Thune. And there was an event yesterday in South Dakota, and it was a GOP event he bought a ticket to or had a ticket, and they wouldn't let him in. Whoever was in charge wouldn't let him in, the sergeant at arms, and the guy was gloating about it and mocking him on a video. Well, the South Dakota GOP fired that guy this morning. They should be nervous. And Thune needs to do something, because this is something that the bulk of American people want, which brings us back to how I started the segment with Byron Donalds saying that the Senate sucks. And that's what he means. Speaking of Senate, on Monday we have John Kennedy scheduled to be with us at 8:05. So finally get to have Kennedy on a day where I'm actually here, because it's usually you and Nathan.
Unless you do all the asking.
Don't let me do all the asking. I definitely want to ask him more about what happened in that closed-door meeting.
Yeah, it's maybe we'll have some input on who will probably be the next senator too, along with him.
There you go.
Maybe he'll give some input.
Yep. All right, we'll be right back. We got calls coming in, so stay with us.
Taking part in the show is easy. Call the BOM Bank talk line at 442-8255.
Problems. Everybody hates them, but everybody's got them. And now that it's getting hot again, you need to know about Southern Air Heating and Cooling. Got a cooling problem? Call Southern Air. Plumbing or drain problem? It's Southern Air again. Your power's out and you need a generator? Guess who? And keep those problems away all summer long with a system tune-up. Keep your family comfortable. Call Southern Air Heating and Cooling now at 318-777-5555 or visit us online at southernairnow.com.
Dean, giving away all those lawn chairs was so much fun.
Yes, and seeing all those deserving administrative professionals get the credit they deserve was very inspiring. I gotta hand it to you, Dean. That contest was a great idea. So what are we gonna do next?
Got any more good ideas up your sleeve?
Well, now that you've mentioned it, have you seen those dance challenges on the TikTok?
Dance challenges?
Yeah, a bunch of local businesses have been posting them.
I've seen them. They're hilarious.
Well, I've come up with a new dance for Say's Office Supply. Y'all watch this. Rich, hit that beat.
What was that?
I call it the pencil sharpener.
Look more like a dull pencil to me.
All right. I'll take that off the agenda, and we'll just get back to...
Get it all at Say's Office Supply.
970 AM, 104.9 FM, KSYO. To take part in the show, call 442-8255. That's 442-TALK. Talk back.
All right, we've been having a lot of fun on the show today, and let's continue that with more calls on the BOM Bank Talk line. Good morning, you're on Talkback.
Good morning. Wish I could vote tomorrow. However, I can't because I already have. But at any rate, I'm looking forward to getting this election over. I'm so sick and tired of the let low garbage out there, and it's kind of curious that how in the world all of these accusations that constitute her form aren't somehow could be brought to court, and she could go to prison for just plain total falsehoods. It's just for me extraordinarily disgusting for what I hear, and there's just simply no real basis or strength or such for her candidacy. Yeah. And the more of those that run, it would just seem to me to be more anti-voting for her. Yeah. And at any rate, fortunately, this will be the last time that I feel like I need to make a call in pertaining to this election. And other than the idea, I wish I could vote again for her opponent. And at any rate, enough said for now. Hopefully Fleming is the winner. Thank you.
All right. Thank you so much. And let's go to another call. Good morning. You're on Talkback.
How does the state Republican Party justify the cannibalization of two probably pretty good candidates if this wasn't allowed to happen? Yeah. And I can't understand how Letlow can just sit back and say she doesn't know anything about all these accusations and allow it to happen. Makes me wonder about her character. But the state Republican Party, I think they're letting the Republicans down in the state of Louisiana.
Not the first time. Like an earlier caller brought up the race between David Vitter and some of the others in the primary that year that had left him battered and bruised to take on John Bel Edwards. You go back to the Risponi, the way he beat up on Ralph Abraham. A lot of people didn't vote for him against Edwards. So we've seen it before, but it's head scratching. It really, truly is.
Well, they will do and allow anything for their candidate to be elected, regardless of how they have to do it. I mean, they're no different than the Democrats.
And sadly, we've seen it on the local level, too, at times, where we've had some good candidates running and just they're not part of the club. They're not part of the club, and they don't get the support.
Well, I'm changing my party affiliation shortly. It won't be Democrat, sure. And the way the Republicans are allowing this to happen, I can't support them going unaffiliated.
Yeah. I think a lot of people have done that. So, all right, thank you for the call. Appreciate it.
Thank you.
Steven? I thought you were about to say something.
No.
Okay. All right, we'll be right back. Last segment of the week coming up.
Talkback, Central Louisiana's longest-running talk show, is now everywhere you are. Talkback is now streaming live on X at Cenla Update, plus Facebook and YouTube at KSYL.
You don't have to drive hundreds of miles to have a great vacation.
Hi, I'm Lieutenant Governor Billy Nungesser, inviting you to explore all the great destinations right here in Louisiana.
From stunning natural beauty, campsites with unforgettable views, rich history, and flavors and sounds that feed your soul. You'll find all this right here in Louisiana. Go to louisianastaycation.com and start planning your trip today.
Attention all real estate agents, property owners, and lenders. When you or a client needs a real estate attorney, call the professionals at Thompson Law Firm. Whether the legal matter is basic or complex, the Thompson Law Firm can accurately guide you or your client to a successful outcome. That's why numerous industry professionals have trusted the Thompson Law Firm for years. They also handle estate planning, successions, and business law. Call them at 473-0052. I am a paid non-client attorney spokesperson.
Now back to Talkback 970 AM, 104.9 FM, KSYL.
Last segment of the day. I'm glad that you guys have been with us all week. Don't forget, tomorrow night, 8 o'clock, me, Stephen, Nathan Martin, Dr. Jim Rogers will be here for you to give you election results as they come in. Should come in fairly quickly since we have limited number of races, but you just never know. And should be a low voter turnout. So they don't want to have as much to count this time. It doesn't look. You know, an issue that we didn't really have a chance to talk much about today, but I know it's been kind of something people in the community have been talking about this week. you had the incident, was it Wednesday morning at Rapides Regional, where a person was attacked in the parking lot? And the notion was, well, the official word was an unhoused person. In other words, someone who's homeless. And it kind of, Stephen, has kind of brought the spotlight back on what has been a pretty consistent problem here in Alexandria for, 10, 15 years? The homeless population. We have agencies that do try to work with that, but it seems like the problem has been bigger than even a lot of the local agencies can handle. Some people have talked about how, it's the lack of mental institutions or drug rehab institutions after some of what Governor Jindal did back during his term. But no matter, it's an issue. And then yesterday, the chief of police, Chad Gremion, put out a statement saying that it seems like a lot of the people that are coming here that are homeless are being brought in from other communities. And then the mayor today has scheduled one of his briefings that he does, which is kind of a misnomer because they're never brief. There's usually at least an hour of him talking. And it'll be about this topic of homelessness. So I know you'll be covering that today. Give credit where credit's due. Folks from Urbancast were out today, and they were at one of the encampments as it was being basically the city directing them to vacate. But, the question's always going to be, well, where are these people supposed to go, right?
Yeah, hopefully we'll get some answers today at the briefing. Starts at 11 o'clock. The plan is to have it live on our Facebook page.
Okay.
So check it out. Stephen Maxwell TV, and on X at Sunlaw Update. And I'll put it on the KSYL YouTube as well.
Okay.
Yeah. So hopefully get some answers. I saw that Urbancast was out there. I haven't heard or listened to what they're saying yet, but they're at one of the encampments. Police are there. We don't know if they're removing them or if there's a specific warrant for somebody's arrest. We don't know what it is. It could be anything. So.
But I mean, you see so many people around town, and they're just allowed to be out there with, on the street corners with their signs, and I'm normally a pretty generous person, but, we're all living at a time where money's tight, and you're asking me to give you money when I'm working 2 jobs. It just doesn't sit well with me sometimes.
Well, it's just, I remember police saying this before I left. Like, for most of the people who are panhandling out there, don't give them money.
Right.
That's what they tell us.
Right.
And so.
But especially downtown, it's like, I'm almost loath to go downtown because there's the same person who pushes around a wheelchair and then she hits you up and it's like, look, I'm just here to drop off my mail or do whatever. Like, I don't want to be.
I don't see that one very often.
Oh, really?
I don't see her.
I have several times I have. Or if you're going to Target, there's people always that right across from the Social Security officers, like that median between Social Security and Royal Martin. Like, why are we letting them be there?
It's the same guy, too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know. So
I was at the intersection of Bolton and Jackson, the bus stop right there.
Yeah.
And I think it was Saturday evening, he's like coming up to your car window and like trying to motion you to put the window down. Like, look, I don't know you. I'm not putting my window down with my kids and my kid in my car. So. And
I'm genuinely sympathetic to people that are, down on their luck or circumstances have put them on the street. That's got to be a horrible thing. But I feel like there are grifters that are just taking advantage of that. And when it creates danger for that person that was attacked, I mean, that is unacceptable.
Yeah. It's a complicated situation.
It is.
It is.
All right. Back to the phones. Good morning. You're on Talkback.
Hey, sorry to double dip, but I had 32 years of driving around left Lee Street Extension and MacArthur Drive, South MacArthur, and I was well acquainted with the homeless population. And they used to live in the Southern Motel. That's Waffle, not Waffles. It's a Whataburger now. But look, people who are in the dire situation, like you mentioned earlier, that's some kind of reversal in luck, they seek out these organizations and these programs that are already set up to help them get back on their feet. The reason they had a reversal was because they were doing good, and because of some massive medical bill or something, they're out, they're homeless. There's another group that choose to be homeless. If you know where AA Western is, that's a good corner for them to sit at. And there was a guy sitting out there, and the guy that owns AA Western, Jason, he told the girl in the back, he said, hey, go tell him if he'll sweep our parking lot, we'll buy him whatever he wants at that KFC behind AA Western. So Beth goes out there, and she says, hey, sir, because he had to sign, we'll work for food. And right as she's telling him that, giving him the proposition, a car pulls up and puts a $10 bill in his hand. And he said, no, thank you. I think I'll just sit here.
Wow.
So you're aiding these people if you try to help them. And they prey on our compassion, because we are a compassionate people because of our Christian roots. But you're actually doing the worst thing you can if you give them money, because you're cementing them in that lifestyle. So I saw it for 32 years. I was down there. And the people who are genuinely hurting, genuinely in trouble, they seek out the help, and they find the help, and then they get back on their feet and productive citizens. Anyway, y'all have a great weekend. Thanks.
All right. Thank you.
What is it called? Toxic empathy?
Yeah. Yep. Anyway, out of time for today. Don't forget, 8 o'clock tomorrow night, our election coverage. Me, Stephen, Nathan Warren, Dr. Jim Rogers, brought to you by Riverside Hospital. We'll talk with you then.